Welcome back everyone, I'm K-Plays Games and this is EVE Online, and today we're going to be fitting out a Amarr cruiser for running level 2 security missions. So let's have a look at what a Amarr looks like. This is what the Amarr looks like. Pretty cool. And here are its bonuses. Per skill level of Amarr cruiser skill, you will receive 5% bonus to medium energy turret damage and 4% bonus to all of your armour resistances. So this is damage and tank. Pretty good for a frontline combat ship, I think you'll agree. Fitting wise, it has 5 high power slots and 5 turret slots, so again you can guess exactly what we're going to do with that. We have only 3 medium power slots, but a stunking 6 low power slots, and the usual 3 medium rig slots, tiny little drone bay of 15 cubic meters. And we may have a look at attributes and scroll all the way down. The drone bandwidth is 15 megabits a second, so we'll be having 3 light drones on this ship. So let's click simulate ship and get down to work. Now, we did do a Amarr fitting video for level 2 missions about 3 years ago, and 3 years ago we did a long range beam laser sniper. So today we're going to do something different, and we're going to do a medium to short range pulse laser brawler, and this ship should be pretty good for brawling, because as we see, even though we have nothing fitted to the ship, the armour resistances are looking pretty good at 60, 48, 40 and 36 respectively. That is because I have cruiser level 5, and that means I'm getting 20% bonus to all my armour resistances without fitting anything to the ship. So this thing is going to be quite survivable. As we said, the first thing we're going to do is have a look at the turrets and launchers. Energy turrets, pulse lasers, medium. And I believe the heavy modulated pulse energy beam is the Meta 4. Yes it is, there it is. So we'll do 5 of these. We may have to drop down to focused modulated pulse energy beams simply because of fitting restraints. But for now, we'll then go to charges, click on the gun, select what ammo we want to use. Multi-frequency is the highest damage, shortest range, highest cap use. When we mouse over, optimal range is 7,875 meters, very, very short. And fall-off range of only 14 kilometers. Damage is only 205, and that is despite us getting 25% bonus to turret damage from our skills. So that's not altogether fantastic either. But we can boost the damage because we have 6 low power slots, so we're going to go down here, get some heat sinks and get 3 heat sinks on. They are offense up to 315. That is a bit more like it. Tank wise, of course we're going to do an armour repairer, we're going to do a medium enduring armour repairer, and we're going to do an armour hardener in the form of a single reactive armour hardener. That's all we're going to need for tank, because as we know, we've got high resistances already from this excellent ship. Mid-power slots. We are only moving at 256 meters a second, and our weapons are effectively 10 kilometers range, so we need to get into range quick, and that means microwatt drive in the form of a 50 meganewton restrained microwatt drive. There we are. We've got 2 more mid slots and a low slot and 3 rigs to play with. While I'm thinking about that, we'll just go into drones and we'll get 3 light combat drones. Again, I'll just be lazy. I'll just do 3 hobgoblins. There they are. Damage is now 360.9 DPS. That's alright, that's going to be good. Now, because we're going to be at pretty much point blank range, that leads me to want to fit a stasis webifier just to hold things in place. Because if we're going to be attacking frigates up close, they're going to be small and they're going to be really fast at that kind of range. So we need to slow them down, even though pulse lasers do actually have decent turret tracking. So that's why the web's going in there. Capacitor lasts 40 seconds, that is nowhere near good enough. With the microwatt drive off, it's only 1 minute and 3, that is still nowhere good enough. So we're going to have to get some sort of cap modules on. We'll see if we can get a large compact cap battery. Only 8 power grid short. So we'll put that on just now. And then we'll come down here and get a capacitor power relay. one of those, then, or do we maybe do a power diagnostic instead? Because that gives us power and cap. Okay, we'll go for that. We're still only 1 minute 52. With the microwatt drive off, it's still only 4 minutes 21. That's nowhere near good enough. So we're going to need some cap rigs, it looks like. Looks like the semiconductor memory cell gives us more time when we mouse over it. So we'll put one of those on. Then cap control circuit, 3 minutes 9, 3 minutes 27 with a second one of these. We'll toggle the microwatt drive off. Okay, now it's stable with that off. So once we're in range, we can turn this off and we'll be fine. What do we want to do with the last rig slot? We could look at doing an energy weapon rig just to increase the damage. The collision accelerator will put us up to 374 DPS. Is it worth using a rig slot for only 14 more DPS? I'm not sure that it is. I'm not sure that is a good idea. How about another engineering rig? The cap control circuit will put us up to 5 minutes. Another semiconductor memory cell, 5 minutes 24. Or we can look at an ancillary current router, and then we will not need this, and then we can replace that with a cap power relay, which would give us more cap. A semiconductor memory cell will be 524, and the cap power relay would be less than that. Okay, let's not do that then. Let's put the power diagnostic back on. So 3 semiconductor memory cells gives us 5 minutes 24, but it's always worth checking the different combinations of cap rigs, because sometimes they synergize in strange ways. 3 cap control circuits, only 4 minutes 30. That's not what we're looking for. It's not. It is stable with the microwatt drive off. 5 minutes 24 with it running. We shouldn't need to have everything on for 5 minutes. I think that'll be okay. What we can do is maybe just reduce the DPS a little tiny bit using a different frequency crystal. I think gamma M is the next step down in offense. So with multi-frequency we're 360 DPS. With gamma 334, so we've lost 26 DPS, but the cap life has gone up to 6 minutes 40. Standard is like the least cap use of all the crystals. Optimal range is kind of a little bit better. It's 16 kilometers. That's at least out of stasis webfire range. And the fall off is 22, which is actually quite respectable, even though it's pulse lasers. But the cap still runs out in 14 minutes and 41 seconds, so this is never going to be a cap stable fit. You're just going to have to deal with that. Unless, of course, you drop down to an afterburner, in which case you're going to have to be flying around to get into range a lot more, and that's something you don't want to do. So we're definitely going to want some multi-frequency. Radio is the longest range of all the crystals when we mouse over that. Optimal range 25 kilometers, fall off range 31. But of course the offense is 176 DPS because these basically just tickle things to death, so we're not going to be using those. We will just be using multi-frequency, I think. Do we want to have any more different kind of ammo in stock? I don't think so. The good thing about frequency crystals is that Tech 1 frequency crystals like these never burn out. So we'll need one for each gun, and that is all we will ever need. The only reason we would carry different ones is to change the range and maybe the cap use. Range isn't really an issue. We do have a microwatt drive which is propelling us at 1,593 meters a second. So it just means we'll just have to wait a couple of seconds to get into range rather than reloading to a different crystal. So I think that's how this fit is gonna go. It should be fine. It should be survivable. It's got good resistances. Yep, let's do that. I'm gonna go and buy this, and then we'll go and run some missions. There we are, one fully fitted brawling Mauler ready to do some level 2 missions. So let's get some level 2 missions. And the first one we're doing today is Intercept the Saboteurs. It's against the Amarr Empire. That's pretty nice because they are weakest to EM and thermal. And we're firing lasers and they all do EM and thermal. There is red text here. Be careful. They suspect that they have an interceptor or two. That means we may get warp jammed. Slightly annoying. We need to return from the mission with 40 units of confiscated viral agent with a total cubic volume of 20 cubic meters. That's fine. We have 480 spare because we're not carrying anything. We're going to be paid 168,000 ISK and 406 loyalty points for completing this mission, with a further 180,000 ISK if we complete it within 3 hours and 14 minutes. 3 hours 14 tells you it's like a medium difficulty mission. Let's see if that's true. On the way over to the mission, I've arranged all the modules how I want them, put the drones in a group. Let's have a look at skins. Once again, you go to show info on the ship and then the skins tab. Because the skins browser on the fitting screen is absolutely abominable. It turns out we've got lots of skins for this ship. Don't know where I got them from. So red versus blue one there. Here's an Imperial Navy one, which is kind of cool. Halcyon Dawn that you used to get for daily login rewards. Cold Iron makes your ship look like the Batmobile. Capsuleer Day, that was another log-on reward. Biosecurities is Project Discovery. Let's do Imperial Navy. No, let's just go with no skin because I quite like the shiny gold on Amarr ships, so let's just go to the mission.
Warp drive active.
I'm not going to turn anything on because we know that cap on this ship is a huge issue. Things will be turned on as and when we need them. At the moment, we don't need anything. Is this going to be a pocket or a gate? A bit of both. A welcoming committee and a gate. This guy's nice and close, so I'll target lock him, web him up, and just shoot him with all of our lasers. There you go, that seems to be doing fine. We missed him a lot the first time. What is our optimal range? Really wants to be something like 9 kilometers, so we'll do keep it range, set it to 9,000, keep this guy at range, lock him up, turn the micro warp drive on just for one pulse and turn it back off again. Don't have to worry about wasting ammo because we are a pulse laser ship and lasers never run out of ammo. Okay, we seem to be tracking these guys fine. These guys are all dropping loot, and the loot will be tags because they don't have any bounty.
Warp drive
These
active.
tags do add up over time into a significant amount of money. You can sell them to NPCs on the market. Right, onwards to room 1 or room 1.5. Okay, final room. No more acceleration gates. Lots of guys here. Let's just approach them. Turn the micro warp drive on. Again, I think we're only going to need one pulse of that. Now that's annoying. We're being tracking disrupted, which is going to lower the tracking speed and range of our weapons. As you see, the optimal range has dropped to 6,000. That is not great. This guy seems to be in range. We'll grab him with a web. We'll open fire with the guns. Yeah, not an issue. Not an issue at all. Low shield warning, don't care. Keep this guy at range. This will be the next one. Keep him at range, web him, open fire. We missed until he slowed down, then we hit big time. And the next guy, slow him down, blap him. No, didn't even need to web that guy. Managed to hit him outside our range. Because of course your fall off range is not your maximum range. Your maximum range is double your fall off. So at 28 kilometers we still have a 1% chance to hit. Right, let's get the micro watt drive on. We've got a long distance to cover now. Capacitor is just happy as Larry. 90%. Outstanding. I don't think we took any armour damage. No, we still have all 2,875 units of our armour. That will change when we get into range of this big group. How many of these can we target lock? We'll draw a big box. Lots of them. Lovely. Closing the distance nice and quick thanks to the micro watt drive. And now they've all noticed we're here. So we'll keep this guy at range. Open fire. Toggle off the micro watt drive. Okay, we were warp disrupted then for a little second. We're definitely webbed, so something's got to be done us. We're actually taking armour damage now, so the armour repairer and armour hardener get turned on. Oops, did not mean to shoot the ship, but we'll just blow it up anyway. And then we'll get back to killing frigates. And because of the way this works, this will adjust to match exactly what we're being shot with. All of these ships will be firing EM and thermal at us. So yes indeed, this has changed to 30 EM and 30 thermal. So overall, our EM and thermal armour resist are 72 and 64 respectively, which is pretty damn good. Even if I say so myself. And the other group over there has aggressed for some reason. That's not great fun. Well, it saves us having to move towards them. We're missing a lot because these guys are orbiting us, even though we've got them webbed. We do only have one web. We're webbed ourselves, which is not great. Ah, okay, this guy's taking ages to kill because he's got slightly higher resistances. And he's faster than all the rest. Even though we have him webbed, he's still pretty difficult for us to hit. So I'm going to put my drones out, and they can go and help chew him up. And they go, little light drones. No, whatever I did then worked. Bring the drones back before they get aggressed. The rest of them seem to be dying quite easily. Just web it, keep it at range just to line ourselves up. And the next one. Not too difficult. Web the next guy, get him lined up, blap him. There's another divine, so we'll put the drones out. Now these divine Imperials will sometimes de-aggress you and aggress your drones, like that guy just tried to do an instant before he died. Not sure if you noticed that, I did. Just before he died, he dropped aggression on us and was trying to kill my drones. But we blew him up. That can sometimes be a good thing. You can use your drones to distract enemies. So they're not orbiting you, they're trying to orbit your drones, and that makes them easier for you to hit. That can sometimes be a good strategy. Right, let's get rid of these destroyers next. We'll just keep that one at range. Because they've got massive resistances. I mean, the armor's just kind of always been at like 95. Keep this guy at range. Our armor repairer does repair 317 hit points every time it cycles. 317 armor would be somewhere like here. So our tank is more than good enough. And this guy... Right, let's micro watt drive on, armor stuff off, we don't need it anymore, nothing's shooting at us. These guys will shoot at us, but they're absolutely pathetic damage wise. We'll just open fire from here, because we know we can hit. The good thing about turrets is that even though I said your maximum range would be double your fall off, it's not quite, it's not a zero chance to hit outside that, it's still 1%. So as long as you can target lock something with turrets, you can actually hit it. Right, let's just get the last guy. We'll just web him up just to stop him. One more little cycle of this because we've lost 40 odd hit points. And there we go. That cargo container should be the item we need. So let's go and grab it. There we go. Nailed it. Right, let's get out of here.
Warp drive active.
Well, that was nice and easy. Let's get another mission. Avenge a fallen comrade. This one is against Serpentis. And Serpentis are weakest to kinetic and thermal. We are locked into EM and thermal, so we're at least doing a little bit of their secondary weakness, but we'll just overwhelm them with sheer numbers. We're being paid 114,000 ISK and 242 loyalty points for completing this mission, with a further 119,000 if we do it within 1 hour and 54 minutes. Should be a relatively easy mission. Let's accept and go and blow some stuff up. Right, we made it safe and sound to the mission. Nothing waiting for us at the acceleration gate. So let's get in there.
Warp drive active.
Again, I'm not going to turn anything on until we need to, because we know the ship has terrible capacitor issues. Because everything on the ship requires capacitor to run. And we need to destroy the habitat, and happily the habitat is marked as an overseer structure, so that makes me happy. It is not hidden away in the list of large collidable objects or anything silly like that. Let's approach this soldier over here, turn the micro warp drive on, just pull some range on these two doofuses. Don't really care that I'm missing. I'm not wasting ammunition. All I'm wasting is capacitor, but that's fine. When we eventually pull range away from this guy, we'll hit him. We'll just... Oh no, he's outside of web range already. Whoops. Now he's outside of weapon range. Okay, we'll just stop firing at him. Put the drones out. The drones can go and finish him off, whilst I deal with his friends. And the first friend we're going to get rid of is the destroyer. Will we get into web range before he dies? No. It's just web the initiates. We'll just keep them at range. These guys will all die in basically one hit. In fact, I'm just going to spread my laser fire all over the place. I'm going to approach the habitat. Again, the drones will take care of that guy. It's only an initiate. It'll die as soon as the drones look at it. There it goes. Boom. Dead. Yeah, there's another little group of stuff over there, but I'm kind of moving towards a habitat now anyway. There is a cruiser here, so we'll go and play with him. Keep it at range. Open fire as soon as we get within anywhere near optimal range. Web it. There we are. Nice big slow big target. Getting absolutely shredded by our lovely pulse lasers. There we go. These guys are probably railgun fitted. That's why they're not orbiting us really close. It doesn't matter. I'm faster than they are with my micro warp drive. And we're not having any problem at all. In fact, I don't even have to web these guys, because lasers are fairly accurate with a nice high turret tracking of 32.5. Not that that means anything, because even if I was to turn on the angular velocity and transversal velocity overview columns, they bear no relation to the turret tracking score, so you have no idea what the numbers mean. Turret tracking used to be expressed in radians per second, which is what these two overview columns are, but that was changed quite some time ago because reasons. Let's keep this guy at range, web him, blap him, keep this guy at range, web him, blap him, keep this guy at range. We'll just open fire with all the things. He's dead. Keep this guy at range. Not even sure we need the web, but we'll use it anyway because why not? And everything's dead. Right, let's go and blow up the habitat and we'll bring this video to a close. And there it goes. Let's get out of here.
Warp drive active.
Here we are back at the station. Let's complete the mission and complete the video. This thing seems to work rather well. It does only have one web, but then pulse lasers are quite accurate with fairly high turret tracking. So as we saw, we were just blitzing through the frigates, no problem at all. The only ones that gave us any kind of hassle were the elite ones because they've got slightly higher resistances and they've got slightly more speed and slightly smaller signature radius. But we dealt with them just fine in the end. Tank-wise, absolute beast mode. The ship is really, really tough. So yeah, Amarr are really good. Come back and see what ship we fit out next time. And until then, do look after yourself. And I'll speak to you again soon.